So the actual mend is quite simple. What I'm doing is pulling each of these threads into the cloth with my needle. They're all going to be left loose, nothing's going to be knotted in. I'm going to get them all in place with these nice long ends so that I can take any out if I want to adjust it in any way. And then when I'm happy, I'm going to snip off the long ends of these new yarns, and they will just naturally float in the cloth. Nothing needs to be tied or fastened. They'll just happily sit there and move as the cloth moves. So in order to find out where to put them, what I'm doing is working a little bit further down from the area of damage. I'm identifying which thread I'm replacing and picking up the red dots of warp thread with my needle that already hold that piece of weft thread in place. Now, as I then get to this area where there's no weft thread, it becomes a bit of a guessing game as to which of those threads would have held the weft in place. And it doesn't really matter, as long as you're getting a rough equal distance. You just want to try and pick one up with your needle and then pass over a few and then pick the next one up, pass over a few, and so on until you've bridged the gap, reached the other side, and then you should be able to find the dots of warp that are there and just continue that so that you've gone right across. Once you're happy with that, you're going to just pull it through all the way and leave that thread in place. Now, because you've artificially pulled up each of these warp threads to get your needle under, they are going to look a little bit more pronounced at first, but once you've got them all in place and you're giving them a wiggle, it should hopefully sort of settle down a bit, and you'll be able to notice if there's anywhere, perhaps like here, I've picked up too many in a close area. If it looks a little bit like there's too many red dots showing here, I could just pull that one out and redo it. What you're looking for is to leave this blue thread floating on this surface. So one red thread picked up and then carry on, and then another and another. But on the other side, you want it to not have any of those blue threads showing. You don't want to be having them float over this side, because that's not how this cloth is working, is it? There. So I'll continue all along, just adding these threads until I've completely covered that hole.